What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be getting into my Week 15 NFL predictions. So let's dive right into it. Starting with my Week 14, what I got right and what I got wrong from Week 14. So the first game, I did pick the Raiders to beat the Rams. Unfortunately, the Rams pulled off a big, crazy comeback to pull off the upset on Thursday Night Football. And then I did pick the Bills to beat the Jets. Got that one right. Did pick the Cowboys to beat the Texans. The Cowboys nearly lost that one. Had to go all the way down the field in their final drive to win it. That would have been an embarrassing loss for the Cowboys. Did pick the Lions to pull off a big upset over Minnesota, and I got that one right. So, big win for Detroit. I did pick Tennessee to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. I did get that one right as well. Did pick the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the New York Giants, and they just crushed the Giants there. I did pick the Steelers to pull off the win over the Ravens, and they just barely came up short with Trubisky. Trubisky coming in with Pickett going out. And then I did pick the Bengals to beat the Browns as they handled their business there. Did pick the Chiefs to beat the Broncos, although Russell Wilson and the Broncos nearly came back. I did pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to upset the San Francisco 49ers. Was not anticipating that big of a win by San Francisco. I did pick the Seattle Seahawks to beat the Panthers. Got that one wrong. Very frustrating for a Seahawks, as I'm a Seahawks fan. But anyway, I did pick the Chargers to beat the Miami Dolphins, and I got that one right in the upset. And then I did pick the New England Patriots to beat the Cardinals, with prayers up for Kyler Murray after he gets injured. But anyway, so that week I went 8-5 in my predictions. Pretty solid for all those upsets that happened that I got right. And then I'm 127-79 right now in the season. As the season's about to wrap up, let's see if we can make a final strong push, building off last week. So starting out with the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks tonight on Thursday Night Football. Big game. San Francisco has an opportunity to clinch the division with a win here. First team to clinch it. Brock Purdy was questionable for this one, but he is looking like he's going to play right now. So that is good for Niners. Deebo Samuel's obviously out for this one. The Seahawks' run defense has really been bad over the past few games, which is just not going to help. But Kenneth Walker is going to be playing back in this one. Call me a homer, guys. I don't even care. I am going to take Seattle in this one to pull off a massive upset here. I think that coming in, Brock Purdy, he's had a great game against the Buccaneers, but I do think the Seahawks defense, it's a division rivalry game. They're going to get back to playing a little bit better because we've seen that they're capable of that. And I think Geno Smith's going to ball out in the San Francisco 49ers. I cannot see the Niners beating the Seattle Seahawks twice in 1 year. I mean, the Seahawks have gone 17-4 against them in the last 21 games. But yeah, I got to go Seattle here, man. Call me a homer. Call me just picking the Seahawks, whatever. I think that the Seahawks can pull off a big upset. Anyway, let's go to the Saturday games. We're going to have the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota just continues to find ways to win right now. They did lose against the Detroit Lions, though, so just that tough loss there for the Colts coming off their bye week after their very frustrating loss to the Cowboys a couple of weeks ago. Minnesota needs to respond here. This game's being played in Minnesota. I can see him Colts upset. Jeff Saturday could get his team prepared for this one. But I can't see it happening. I think the Vikings will respond like they have all season long. Let's go down here. We're going to have the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. The The Ravens are sitting at 9-4. The Browns 5-8. I am not sure. I believe Tyler Huntley is injured. Okay, Tyler Huntley is good to go against the Browns. So Tyler Huntley's going to be playing in this one. Browns defense has stepped it up over the past few games. That is good. But the Ravens defense I trust more. And then this Browns offense has not shown me anything right now to have any motivation for them. So I'm going to take the Ravens in this one. I just think they're the better team. And right now the Browns are not playing good at all. Going down here, we're going to have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins sitting at 8-5. They've struggled over the past 2 weeks. A couple weeks ago, we'd say this is a big game, and I might say that the Dolphins pull off another win. But Tua has not looked good over the past couple games. He's gonna have to go up against another tough. He's gonna have to go up against a tough defense here in the Buffalo Bills. And Josh Allen, he has been making some mistakes this season. He has turned over the football, but Josh Allen's still Josh Allen. He's such an excellent talent for this offense, and this offense is still very good. So I am going to take the Buffalo Bills at home here. I do believe this would clinch the division for them. Maybe not, but I guess it would be close actually. But I'm going to take the Bills anyway here. I just think that they're the better team right now. And Tua, I do think Tua is going to be played better than he has over the past few games, but he's not looked great. Going down here, we're going to have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. Somehow, both of these teams, at least the Falcons, have a chance to win their division right now, which is really weird to think about. Both these teams are coming off bye weeks. So the Falcons, their offense is just basically run by Arthur Smith, and it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes they just look like a bad team. And then the defense, I mean, if they have their matchups, they can play good against horrible offenses, but really just not a very good defense at all. For the Saints, it's really hard to know what to do with them. Either their offense can really play well in a game, or they suck. And then the same goes for their defense this season. Their defense has played really well this season at times, but has also not played good at all this season at times. I am going to take the Saints here. I do think that they're coming off a bad loss. They got to be able to respond here. I do think that they can respond coming off that bye week. But I could see them just putting their foot off the gas and basically just giving up at this point to this rough year that basically was just summed up in their last game. But I am going to take the Saints here in that one. All right, let's go down here. We're going to have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Chicago Bears, two big running teams that like to run the football quite a bit. And two similar quarterbacks, just one is better with Jalen Hurts. The Eagles, they just seem so unstoppable at the moment right now. They really are just running over a lot of teams. And then the Bears' defense is not very good at all. So I do trust the Eagles' defense more than the Bears' defense in this running matchup. And I think that's going to be enough for the Eagles to beat the Bears. Going down here, we're going to have the Detroit Lions taking on the New York Jets. A big game for both of these teams. Both these teams are fighting for playoff position and really must-win games for both of them. So for the Lions, their offense has been really good over the past few games, and Jared Goff and this run attack, going up against the Vikings there, they played well. And then their defense has really stepped it up over the past few games. And it's been a much more of an improvement for the Lions defense. And then if you look at the Jets here, their defense, obviously a very good defense. One of the best in the league. Can they slow down the Lions offense? The Jets have suffered 2 straight losses. Mike White's going to be playing. We'll see if they could do that. And then so the Lions, this is a tough game here to predict because, both these teams really need this win. I do think that the Jets defense is going to come out playing really well against the Lions, but ultimately I do think that I don't really trust Mike White and the Jets. But this game is being played in New York. This one's tough, man. I'm really not sure what to do with this one. I'm going to take the Jets here. The Lions are hot right now. I do think that the Lions are a better team, but I do think the Jets' defense is going to play well, and Mike White's going to do enough against not a great Lions defense in this one for the Jets to respond, because they know that they need to respond. They have lost 2 straight games, and I just think that the Jets are going to have enough here. Lions, I'm sorry. I really do believe in you guys, but I do think you're going to suffer a loss right there. All right, going down here, we're going to have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 5-8 teams battling it out here. If you look at the Steelers right now, this is an interesting game here. The Carolina Panthers coming off 2 straight wins to the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks. And then the Steelers coming off a tough loss to I don't even remember their name. The Ravens, sorry. But anyway, the Steelers defense has played great as of late, and the Panthers defense has as well. The Panthers are going to try and run the football all over Pittsburgh. That's basically their offense here. I do think it can work, but I do think the Steelers defense is going to come out with a good game plan for that and is going to be able to stop the run. So it really lies on Sam Darnold. Kenny Pickett looking like he's going to be playing for this one. This one's tough. I'm going to take the Steelers, though. I do think Mike Tomlin, is going to coach his team well in this one. Kenny Pickett's going to be able to do enough. The Steelers need a must-win game here, for them if they want any hope of, making some crazy playoff push. But, I'm going to pick the Steelers here, and the Carolina Panthers are going to lose again. Or are going to lose right there. Moving on down here, we have the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow, the Cowboys coming out that very, very close game to the Texans where they nearly lost. Now, the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence looked great again in their last game. He was really throwing the ball good against the Tennessee Titans. Going up against another great defense here in the Cowboys. I did believe in that Titans defense. This Jaguars team can hang with a lot of teams here. Could they beat Dallas? The Dallas offense has been iffy over the past couple games. This game's being played in Jacksonville. Ooh. And this is a trap game scenario, too, for the Cowboys. They play the Eagles next week. I'm going to take the Jaguars in a big upset. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. You've just been a little bit inconsistent this year, especially against these bad teams. And I think Trevor Lawrence will surprise you. I think the Cowboys will underestimate him. And the Jaguars going to come out with a big win, another big win as this team continues their streak. Let's go down here. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Houston Texans. A lot of teams counting out Houston here. Really, just no one really expects them to beat anybody at this point. They came close last game, but still. I am going to have to take the Chiefs here. They're just the better team with Patrick Mahomes there. I just don't really see the Texans really catching up to the Chiefs here in this one. Moving on down here, we're going to have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Denver Broncos. It's looking like this is going to be a backup quarterback battle in this one as Russell Wilson is looking. I do believe he's going to be out for this one, which is unfortunate for the Broncos because they really want to see Russell Wilson over the past the next 4 games. See if he can figure this out as he did last week. They played well last week. But the Arizona Cardinals are just a bad football team at the moment with Colt McCoy under center. The defense is not good. They have a few playmakers that can make a few plays, but it's not a very good defense. And then the offense, basically the same thing without Kyler Murray. A few playmakers, they can make a few plays, but it's just not a very good team with a bad head coach. So I'm going to take Denver, even if Brett Rippon's starting. I think this Broncos defense is going to have enough. The Broncos fans really are going to want to win here. They have been struggling, it looks like, at 3-10. So I am going to have to take the Broncos to pull off the win. Going down here, we're going to have the New England Patriots taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. This game is a interesting matchup. The Patriots offense is very weird this season. I just don't know what to do with them. They're playing a bad Raiders defense, so I do think that they're going to be able to move the football pretty effectively. And then if you look at the Raiders defense, the Raiders offense, Derek Carr, and this offense with Josh Jacobs, they're going up against a tough Patriots defense here, but I do think they're going to be able to move the ball pretty decently in this one. But this one's tough, actually. This one's being played in Las Vegas. Las Vegas Raiders, this is a must-win game for them. Man. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with the Raiders here. They're coming off a tough loss on Thursday night. They're going to have a little bit more time to rest rather than the Patriots coming off that win against the Cardinals. Sorry. So I am going to have to take the Raiders there. I think that they can get the job done. Moving on down here, we're going to have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Los Angeles Chargers here in this game. Yeah, this one's going to be an interesting one, I think. The Chargers coming off that win against the Miami Dolphins. Tennessee Titans coming off a very frustrating loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do think that this one's another tough one. The offense for the Los Angeles Chargers has stepped it up with Justin Herbert basically carrying the team with an Austin Eckler down there. The O-line's not good, and the Chargers defense is not very good. Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans offense has been very iffy, as well as their defense. So I just don't know about either of these teams here. This one is being played in Los Angeles here. This is a weird one to predict. Could the Titans step it up? I do think that the Tennessee Titans are still... never mind. The Chargers, I do think, are just a better football team right now. So I'm going to take the Chargers, and we'll see if the Titans, now that would put the Jaguars only a game back on the Titans if my predictions are correct. So that would be an interesting storyline to look out for. All right, moving on down here, we're going to have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers just have not looked good at all. Their defense really has struggled against the San Francisco 49ers, and I don't think it's going to be any different here in this game against the Bengals. Now, I don't think Tom Brady is going to play as bad like he did against the 49ers. It's a worse Bengals defense here. It's still a solid Bengals defense, even with some injuries. I am going to take the Bengals, though. They're just the better football team, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I just don't have faith in them right now. Moving on down here, we're going to have the New York Giants taking on the Washington Commanders. 2 7-5-1 teams playing on Sunday Night Football. A must-win game for both of these teams here. The Giants have not looked good. They are really just playing with injuries at this point. Their defense really injured up. And Saquon Barkley just is not – their run game hasn't been as good. And it's just tough to win if you can't establish a run game and you're a Chargers fan. So, yeah, I'm going to have to take the Commanders here, and they're coming off a bye week. Their defense has been playing pretty darn solid, and the Giants have just not looked good really at all. So I'm going to take the Commanders there for the Giants to sustain a loss. Let's move on down here. We're going to have the LA Rams taking on the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. The Rams coming off that big upset win over the Las Vegas Raiders, where Baker Mayfield came back in that one. And he's going up against a iffy Packers defense here. And the Packers defense, it has so much talent, but Joe Barry is just a horrible defensive coordinator at this point on. The Packers, I do think, are a solid offense here with Christian Watson and Rodgers, and they have a good run game. The Rams defense has been solid. I do think the Rams could play this one close with the Green Bay Packers, but I just don't think it's going to be enough here for the Rams. I'm going to take Green Bay to win that one. So anyway, guys, thank you all for watching this video today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the content. Comment down below your predictions. And anyway, peace.